How have exam boards responded with respect to translation into French for the 2024? Here are the variables that I've identified. First of all, the position within the paper. It's the last thing you do for Edexcel on Foundation and Higher. It's not the last thing for AQA. On the Foundation, it's the fourth of 5 tasks, and for Higher, it's the first of 3 tasks. How is it laid out? Is it in simple sentences, as with AQA and Edexcel? It's more complex for the EduCast draft. The sentences, are they deliberately related into the same topic? That's the case for Edexcel, but they're almost deliberately unrelated for AQA, being able to draw on any area. When you come to mark it, is the criteria targeted by chunks that you have to get right to get marks, or is it holistic, the overall, which is what you have for Edexcel? And what about the layout? What does it look like? Well, at higher level, it is still chunked for AQA, but at the Foundation, it is not chunked, it is just a paragraph. Here's the AQA translation paper for Foundation. On the left hand side you can see you've got 5 sentences. Some have got more clauses than others, and then you've got a grid, and this is how it's marked. For each chunk of language there will be a point given, up to 15 points. Then you take those 15 points, everyone ticks, and those will then be converted into a mark out of 5, and that's counted as being under AO3, that the meaning is sufficiently rendered. Because obviously if you're rendering meaning, you must be using correct elements of grammar and vocabulary. So there's that 15 marks for communication, and then you've got another grid, and this is holistic, where you will look at it and say, okay, across all of those sentences, what was the vocabulary, what was the grammar like? And there are 5 marks to be had for that. So I feel that is helpful to separate out the communication and the accuracy. Let's go on to Edexcel. For Edexcel, again, you've got 5 sentences, but this time, instead of being chunked, it's a holistic grid for the way in which they've communicated things, and this communication has been put under AO2. And I just wonder whether this has anything to do with the fact that, you know, when you look back at it, they had to change their they had to change the AO2 that they had for their role play into AO1 for role play, which was actually incorrect. Of course, shouldn't have asked them to do that. So in a way, they must have had some spare AO2s to be using. Anyway, what be it as it may, I really don't know the reason behind it, but that's a difference between the AQA, where everything has been classified under AO3, and yet has got this communicative element, and here this is communication, mark out of 5, and then as far as the grammar is concerned, it's a mark out of 4, again vocabulary and grammatical structures. Now, because it's holistic, you do need to have some sort of exemplification. So they'll give you 3 possible responses and analyse or tell you what mark they would get and give you the reason as to why that mark was given. So first we have your model response and then 3 other possible responses. Then the Higher, same principles. Here you've got your sentences here. Each element, each chunk will be getting a mark, and it's out of 15. And Edexcel, for some reason they haven't gone for the sentence model, but in fact they still are fairly straightforward sentences, but they've put it as a paragraph, so it's a different layout. And again, you've got the holistic AO2 for communication really, and then AO3 for grammar. And again, you've got what the perfect answer would be, and then you've got 3 other choices.